Hello, I'm your Uncle Sam, and I'm here with Debbie to tell you how government spending provides free stuff for society and stimulates the economy.
This sounds like a scam.
You may have heard about this before. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal written by Robert Barrow in which he said that assuming the fiscal multiplier is 1, which is no multiplier at all, the added public goods from government spending are essentially free to society.
How do we get the free stuff then?
I can do this with taxation, or borrowing from Joe Public, from other countries, or from the Federal Reserve. Let's say the interest rate is 5% and the government project is a turtle tunnel. Joe Public represents the American people. I will start with taxation. In column 1, Joe Public has $100. In column 2, I tax Joe $100, and in column 3, I pay Joe $100 to build a turtle tunnel. Joe now has $100 and a free turtle tunnel.
This is a scam.
This is an economic emergency, do not bother me. Next, I will borrow from Joe Public. In column 1, Joe has $100. In column 2, I create a $100 blue treasury, and in column 3, I sell it to Joe for $95. In column 4, I pay Joe $95 to build a turtle tunnel. But I owe Joe $100, so in column 5, I tax Joe $100, and in column 6, I pay Joe the $100 that I owe him. Joe now has $100 and a free turtle tunnel.
This is also a scam.
Be quiet, I'm spending money. Next, I will borrow from China. In column 1, Joe has $100 and China has $95. In column 2, I create a blue $100 treasury, and in column 3, I sell it to China for $95. In column 4, I pay Joe $95 to build a turtle tunnel. But I owe China $100, so in column 5, I tax Joe $100, and in column 6, I pay China $100. Joe now has $95 and a free turtle tunnel.
Another scam.
Shut your mouth. I know better than you. Next, I will borrow from the Fed. In column 1, Joe has $100. In column 2, I create a $100 treasury, and the Fed creates $95 from thin air. In column 3, I sell the treasury to the Fed for $95. In column 4, I pay Joe $95 to build a turtle tunnel. But I owe the Fed $100. So in column 5, I tax Joe $100, and in column 6, I pay the Fed $100. Joe now has $95 and a free turtle tunnel. So you see, this is how government spending provides free stuff to society.
Uncle Scam, first, in this picture, column 3 shows inflation, and column 6 shows deflation. The jackass Ben Bernanke has sworn that he will not allow deflation, so the inflation will remain. Second, there is another way that you have not shown.
What is that?
In this picture, in column 1, Joe has $100. In column 2, Joe works without pay and builds a turtle tunnel. Joe now has $100 and a free turtle tunnel. The turtle tunnel is free because Joe works for free.
That does seem to produce the same result.
Everything you showed works the same way. You pay Joe with his own money. Joe works for free, like a slave. Here is a picture showing the end result of all the ways. The best outcome is column 5, when Joe works without you, because he avoids all the government overhead, which results in no production. The worst outcomes are when you borrow from the Fed, where Joe loses $5 to bankers, who do not produce anything, and gets his money devalued by inflation. And when you borrow from China, where Joe loses $5 to another country.
Then this means, when you work for me, you work for free.
Yes, and that means that government spending cannot stimulate the economy.
What do you mean?
You add nothing. Or as with borrowing from China, more is taken away than you add. Because of interest owed to other countries, and economic waste from political spending, and government overhead, your government spending actually lowers useful production.
But government spending produces necessary infrastructure.
The huge Obama stimulus has produced very little infrastructure.
But my spending must increase demand.
You do not add any demand that is not later taken away. There is no net gain, and borrowing from China produces a net loss.
But I jumpstart the economy, and once it is going again, I can pay back China without any problem.
If you add $95 from China for stimulus, what happens when you take away $100 to repay China?
But with the fiscal multiplier, which the Obama administration says is 1.5, I can repay China and come out ahead.
Then why have you never come out ahead? For a balanced budget, the multiplier is 1. And the budget is always balanced when you consider the debt. You cannot claim a fiscal multiplier of greater than 1 just by ignoring $14 trillion of national debt. Even if your fantasy multiplier was 1.5, and borrowing $200 gave you $300 of stimulus, then in paying back the $200 plus $10 interest, you would lose $315 of stimulus. And the recession was caused by debt. How does increasing the debt fix that? You cannot make a living borrowing money, or borrow your way out of debt. If your fantasy multiplier is 1.5, then why does the debt keep going up? Why do you never come out ahead?
But this would mean that my Keynesian economists are jackasses.
They are jackasses, and so are you. You are doing nothing more than crowding out Joe Public, making him work for free, wasting his time, resources, and production, and devaluing his currency and work. You are doing central planning, which has never outperformed Joe Public. You are proving that again. You are making the same mistakes that caused the Great Depression.
But my deficit spending must stimulate the economy.
In 8 years, George Bush did $4.9 trillion of deficit spending. In 2 years, Barack Obama has done $3.4 trillion of deficit spending. That is $8.3 trillion of stimulus spending, and still we have a recession, plus $14 trillion of national debt. Government spending is the problem, not the solution.
But my intentions are good.
That is irrelevant. And this picture from CBSNews.com shows that in the Great Depression, government stimulus was 8.3% of GDP. From then until 2001, no recession got more than 4%. The 2001 recession got 7.2%. As of April 2009, the current recession got a huge 29.9% of GDP stimulus. That was nearly 2 years ago. Since January 2008, there has been $4.8 trillion of deficit spending. And the Ben Bernanke has given $3.3 trillion to anchor bankers. Did Bush not spend enough to avoid the recession? Has Obama not spent enough? How many more trillions should the Ben Bernanke pull from thin air? You do not know what the hell you are doing.
Perhaps I should spend 100 trillion.
These things you are doing are the problem, not the solution. Stop crowding out the private sector. Let Joe Public handle the recession. Your Keynesian central planners have never outperformed Joe, and they have already done enough damage.
The Uncle Sam is a jackass.